What's up guys, it's SRC bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, and this time it's a domination on the map Downturn. And today I'm using the L86 LSW light machine gun, and if you don't know, Modern Warfare 3 actually was just patched a couple of days ago with a pretty significant buff to all LMGs in this game. And that's really a big deal because previous to this, they were pretty much useless, not worth playing at all. And now, with this change, they're actually a viable part of the game. Certainly, they're not the best gun in the game, but, you know, you can definitely get away with them, and they do some work. They have their pluses and minuses, I guess I'll put it that way. And really, that's all I think I would ever ask for, is for each type of gun to have its role in the game. Obviously, a shotgun's not going to be used like a sniper rifle, nor should an LMG be used like a shotgun. And in this case, the LMGs, because the biggest change to them is that they now kill in 3 shots or less. The biggest use for that is to play it, you know, from a long, medium range, and you can actually pick off people in a timely fashion, where before that really wasn't the case. You'd lose almost every gunfight you're in. So now you have the ability to win some gunfights, but you still have the disadvantages of the LMG being a very heavy weapon, and so you really don't move quickly at all. The reload times are pretty long generally, and there's definitely some recoil with them. Now the L86, which is the one that I'm using right here, is probably kind of hands down the best LMG in the game, and the reason for it is that it's got the fastest fire rate, it has the lowest recoil, and it has one of the fastest reload times. So you combine those 3 things together, and it's just hands down the best one to use. Now the M60 is going to kill sometimes in 2 shots or less, so it might kill a little bit quicker, but the recoil on it is insane. So you kind of have to burst fire a lot more and be a little more cautious with how you're firing that thing. And then the reload time on it is really long as well. So this to me is by far the best gun. You'll see here, it does some work, but you do run really slowly, so it's hard to keep up. It's hard to rush, and you really have to adjust your playstyle a lot. Now here I'm being ultra conservative. You know, some people are going to call it campy, but you know, in domination, if you're defending the 2 flags and moving back and forth between an area, you know, I don't call it camping. Whatever. I mean, you can call it what you want, but really my goal in this game, this is the very first game I tried with this gun since the patch. My only objective was to be able to get some shots on people from different ranges. And I do that in this game. I get some good kills down by B dom, pretty close up. I get some kills here on C at kind of a medium range. And then I get some longer kills and some longer fails, just depending. So with the LMGs, you really just want to know your role with the gun and use it accordingly. So make sure that you're not going to basically run into people around corners. But there you can see you get pretty long distance kills pretty quickly. So you just want to make sure you're not getting too close engagements, because you're just going to lose. You know, if you run around the corner and you're trying to battle a striker, it's really difficult because the time to pull the gun up to sights is a lot longer than some weapons, and it's just generally kind of clunky. So you kind of want to be where you're going to be before the gunfight starts, so it'll give you an opportunity to do that. And you can see there, that guy was probably already damaged, but it's just quick kill, easy to do. Now, there's the range on the gun, you know, is only affected by the recoil, I think. You know, it's still going to kill in 3 shots no matter how far away you're taking, but to put 3 shots accurately on the same target from a long distance away is definitely difficult to do. And there we've got Psycho Fusion, who's actually one of my subscribers on my Xbox Live friends list, joined my game and ended up on the other team. And this guy's an absolute beast. He just does some work. He actually, I've seen him in a few different games, and he always has really good scores, really good KD, very talented player. And unfortunately, he was on the other team here. And of all the people that kill me in this game, I think he gets me, I think I only die maybe 5 or 6 times. And I swear he killed me 4 or 5 of those times. So, you know, I appreciate you guys joining my games. I appreciate all the support you guys give me. Don't get me wrong when I say that. I really do. And I think it's great I've got so many people on my friends list. And I'm definitely going to put a subscriber day together really soon here. But that being said, I would love to play with you guys, but I do not want to play against you guys, because generally the people that watch YouTube videos, that put in the time and energy into this game to want to go and watch other people's videos and are generally pretty good players. And most of the people, if you look at my friends list stats, are really high up there, have better KDs than I do. Honestly, most of you guys are better than I am at this game. So that being said, I don't really want to play against you because it just kind of stacks the odds against me and makes it harder for me to get a good gameplay, which is obviously why we play the game, is to get kills and not die and win the games. And it's really difficult when there's a bunch of people on the other team that are specifically, you know, joining my game in progress and know that they're pretty good and are going out to make life difficult. So I appreciate you guys wanting to join my games and things, but if you get on the other team, you know, I'd appreciate you guys not playing against me. I just, you know, would rather, if you're on my team, by all means, stick with me. You can play with me. That sounds great. And but if you're on the other team, you know, like I said, I'd rather not play against you. And, you know, I'm not going to be a jerk about it. I mean, if it happens, whatever. You know, if you guys like playing with me that much, you know, who am I to stand in the way, I guess. But just, you know, just know that, you know, from my perspective, if I have somebody that's good joining my game and that kills me a bunch, you know, it's not the most fun thing in the world. As I'm sure you wouldn't want beast players joining your game and playing against you as well. So just keep that in mind, I guess. But other than that, back to LMGs. I did play this on a couple of other maps after this, and one of them was the map Overwatch. And in the Overwatch, the way I play that is normally I'm really aggressive. I like to go in through all the buildings, up and down the stairways, really hunting down the enemy and trying to kill them. And with an LMG, it makes it almost impossible because you're just getting into all these gunfights and you're getting into all these situations where you have to spray multiple people. And with the gun being so slow and clunky, it really makes it harder, and you're really at a disadvantage. Even with the fact that it kills quickly, it's just hard to do that. So, you know, if you're a rusher, if you like to rush objectives and rush things, I wouldn't really recommend these LMGs. But if you're, you know, a little more cautious, or if you like to, you know, if you're on a wide open map and you know you're going to be in some long range gunfights, this is actually a really viable option for you. So definitely consider the LMGs, give them a shot, and let me know in the comments below what you guys think of them. I have run into them in some games. More and more people are using them since they're figuring out the patch here. And, you know, there's definitely been moments where I've died and said to myself, oh man, that just killed me way too quick. But then there's other moments where, you know, I'm just in a better position and I just own the guy because he's got a heavy, bulky LMG. So, you know, I would say it's balanced, and I think they did a pretty good job with it. Because, you know, to have them irrelevant as they have been is just stupid. There's no reason for them to be in the game. But to have them overpowered is also not great, because you shouldn't be forced to use a certain type of gun or a certain gun in order to do well in this game. And LMGs are not overpowered. They're not going to be the thing everyone goes to all the time. But you'll see people with them now, and, you know, people will have decent games with them. I think I started this game off 11-0, so it's certainly possible to get good games with them now. You know, a lot easier than it was before, I guess. And so just real quick at the end of this video, just to give you my quick updated class list, what I would use with this weapon or any LMG is, number one, for perk 1, I would definitely go with extreme conditioning, because you're not going to need scavenger. You get a ton of ammo. You're not going to need sleight of hand, because you don't need to reload very often. You should be able to get to a place where you're safe enough to reload, to take the longer reload time without having a huge engagement in front of you, because you have such a huge clip size that you're either going to die or you're going to win your gunfights, hopefully, and then be able to get somewhere to reload. So extreme conditioning kind of helps offset the clunkiness and the slowdown. Fact that you have this heavy gun with you, it doesn't negate it, that's for sure. But then perk 2, this, you know, is up to you. The silencers don't reduce the damage or anything with this, so silencer's a great option. So you combine that with assassin's a good choice. I actually like using quick draw with it, because it kind of helps. Again, heavy gun takes a long time to pull up. That's a good option. And perk 3, you know, marksman's a good choice as always. So final score here looks like 22-5. Appreciate you guys watching, and as always, I will see you in the game.